the American people at Howard University in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday afternoon. Her address came hours after calling President-elect Donald Trump to concede earlier today. The delayed timing echoes former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's concession in 2016, who also waited until the next day to deliver her concession. Harris walked out to the podium wearing a black pantsuit, with the crowd cheering as Beyoncé's Freedom played in the background. "My heart is full today, full of gratitude," opened Harris. Harris thanked President Biden, her family, and the Walls family before thanking her supporters and volunteers. "I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it. Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election." Harris then mentioned calling President-elect Trump to concede the race, and the crowd audibly booed. Harris also said that she will accept the results of the election and will certify the results on January 6th, but added loyalty must be to the Constitution first and foremost. "While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, for the dignity of all people." Harris reiterated her positions on guns and abortion. As part of the fight she will continue to uphold, "We will continue to wage this fight in the voting booth, in the courtroom, in the public square." Harris also comforted her younger supporters, saying, "To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. This is not a time to throw up our hands, but to roll up our sleeves," Harris added. Harris waiting to address base after loss shows, lacking a grasp of American democratic tradition. Vice President Kamala Harris's abiding silence following President-elect Trump's victory suggests an inability to step up as a leader for her base, legal scholars say. The Democratic nominee has not yet spoken to her supporters, nor encouraged them to accept the election results, since Trump was named the victor of the 2024 presidential race early Wednesday morning. Two sources confirmed to Fox that the Harris campaign was radio silent Wednesday morning and did not provide talking points to surrogates, donors, or influencers. The vice president is expected to deliver remarks at Howard University at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, where she will address Americans for the first time since losing the presidential race to Trump. However, analysts say she should not have waited until the afternoon after the election to address her base. Jonathan Turley, a legal scholar and a Fox News contributor, said Trump's clear path to victory should have prompted her to concede sooner. "The true test of leadership is to step forward when it is most needed. Half of this population is deeply aggrieved by this decision. Part of that angst and anxiety was fueled by the rage rhetoric and panic politics on the left, including the Harris campaign," Turley told Fox News Digital. Vice President Kamala Harris, standing up her devastated Democratic supporters last night, is drawing attention to a similar choice by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in November 2016. Both Democrats would have become the country's first female president if they beat Trump. In 2016, when the race was called for Trump, Clinton did not address her supporters until the following morning. Harris will speak to supporters Wednesday evening. At the time, some critics blasted Clinton for not giving a consolation speech that same night at the Javits Center in New York. Clinton instead allowed her campaign manager, John Podesta, to briefly speak to supporters. On the following day, Clinton urged her supporters to accept this result and then look to the future. "Donald Trump is going to be our president. We owe him an open mind and the chance to lead," she said. Likewise, on Tuesday night, Harris supporters trickled out of the watch party at Howard University once they learned from a Harris spokesperson she would not be addressing the crowd. Users on social media quickly took note and critiqued the VP for not showing face after supporters waited hours for her to come out. Harris Walls campaign manager David Plouffe took to social media to thank staff and lament Vice President Kamala Harris's devastating loss. "It was a privilege to spend the last 100 days with Kamala Harris and the amazing staff led by Jamali Dillon who left it all on the field for their country," Plouffe wrote on X. "We dug out of a deep hole, but not enough. A devastating loss. Thanks for being in the arena, all of you." Harris congratulates Trump on his historic victory, Trump campaign. Ahead of Harris's concession speech, Harris and Trump spoke on the phone earlier today, former President Trump's campaign confirmed. President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris spoke by phone earlier today where she congratulated him on his historic victory, Stephen Chung, Trump campaign communications director, said in a statement to Fox News. President Trump acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign, and both leaders agreed on the importance of unifying the country, Chung said.